your local sports show that covers all the local sports and a little bit more. With your hosts, Russ Oker and Chad Lee Kessner. And now, here's the pitch.
Welcome to the Pitch Sports Show. I am one of your hosts, Chad Kessner. Along with me right now is Josh Bright. Russ Oker is actually on his way back from Knoxville. It was one of those rare nights that we actually had both the girls and the boys baseball and softball team up in Knoxville tonight. So Russ drove up there to watch his son, Jackson Oker, play on the freshman team. It was a freshman JV varsity triple header for the boys up in Knoxville, and I believe the softball girls were a JV varsity game up in Knoxville. It's one of those rare occasions that we had all 5 teams up there, so hopefully everything goes well tonight. It is the opening night of baseball for the high school, so good luck to the Big Reds and the Redettes up there tonight. Like I said, I am joined by Josh. Russ will be along with me in just a moment. We're going to real good show for you this evening. We're going to start off the show with a couple of taped interviews that Russ did earlier today with Steve Smith. He is the track coach up in Moravia. I believe he's the girls track coach. And then the in the box segment Steve Smith is the boys track coach, and then later on, after the Steve Smith interview, we will have a taped interview with Elizabeth Sells. She was the In the Box segment. She couldn't make it out here this evening, so she ran up to the station today and taped a interview with Russ Oker. And from what Russ does, is a very interesting young lady. I know she's a dancer, so we'll listen to that. And after that, Tino Toronis is going to be on the show tonight. I also believe Matt Kovacevic is going to be on the show tonight. I did not get all the Russ did not give me all the details, but I would imagine Mike Carney wants to come out and talk about the boys golf team. They are headed up to Livermore. They're headed up to Arctic Circle. Yeah, they're actually about a half an hour away from Minnesota. So they're headed up there to play in the state golf tournament. They qualified for the golf tournament. They won the tournament up at Moss Landing last Tuesday or last Thursday. Thursday. So, and unfortunately, the girls were in Minlow up at the 5x80 golf course, and they did not. They ended up finishing third. They were 6 shots behind Nevada, and Atlantic won the whole thing up there to head to state. So we did not get both girls and boys golf teams through to state, but it was a great season by the girls, and the boys get to keep going. We are also sponsored by Flower Cake Henley Dental, Henry Ortman at the Nudie Shop, the Preserve at Rathbun Lake, Chico Construction, RK Auto Body, the Daily Eye Legion, Jim Ireland Menswear, Northside Insurance, Thomas Funeral Home, Sales and Associates, Cook Insurance, also sponsored by J&L Flooring, and then we have the Hall of Fame Challenge presented by Power Insurance. When we come back, we'll take a quick break, and we'll come back and talk to Josh about everything out here that's going on at Hy-Vee. We'll be back right after this.
Hello, friends. This is Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop in Centerville. Experience counts in today's world, especially when it comes to planning your retirement income. If you are within 5 years of retirement, experience has taught me that this is a very critical time for you to start planning your income distribution when you retire. Maximizing Social Security and asset allocation are very important pieces of the plan when it comes to your retirement income. With 28 years of experience, I know how the 5 years before retirement can affect your income. If you would like some help, contact me. I'm Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop in Centerville. Phone 437-7283. That's 437-SAVE.
Founded in 1864, the Daily Iowegian is one of the oldest businesses in Centerville. Keep up on local news, sports, and all community events by reading the Daily Iowegian. You'll also find them online at dailyiwegian.com. That's dailyiwegian.com, where you'll find the latest in local news and much more. Subscribe today by calling 856-6336. That's 856-6336. The Daily Iowegian, the newspaper that cares about Appomattox County. Henley Dental in Centerville offers a full range of dental services, from regular exams to dental cosmetics. Henley Dental can help with all of your dental needs. Call today at 856-4103. That's 856-4103. They offer Clear Correct and porcelain veneers to help make that smile look better. And Dr. Nick Henley would like to remind you of the importance of scheduling a regular exam. You should have your teeth examined and cleaned every 6 months. To schedule your exam today, call 856-4103. That's 856-4103. Dr. Nick Henley at Henley Dental, 203 West Washington in Centerville. At J&L Flooring in Centerville, they're ready to help with all your flooring needs. J&L Flooring on the east side of the Centerville Square has carpet, vinyl, tile, hardwood, and laminate. And with a large selection in stock, you're sure to find just what you want at a great price. J&L Flooring on the east side of the square in Centerville is open Monday through Friday 10 to 5 and Saturdays 10 to 2. J&L Flooring on the east side of the Centerville Square. Their prices will floor you.
Welcome back to the Pitch Sports Show presented by Hy-Vee. We're out here in the dining area along with Josh, and you can come on out and see us and have a good meal and everything else that's going on out here at Hy-Vee. Josh, why don't you let us know what all is going on out here at Hy-Vee?
Well, don't forget today's Wild Wednesday. Come out and spend $30 and save 30 cents a gallon. We got a lot of great stuff going on this week. We have thick cut pork loins, center cut chops, or pork steaks for just $1.69 a pound. We have Hy-Vee canned vegetables, just 39 cents each. California red seedless grapes, $1.39 a pound. We have Hy-Vee brand cereal, select varieties, 5 for $10, and you can save 20 cents a gallon on your fuel saver card by buying 5, or you can save 4 cents a box, whichever way you want to go about it. We have Jack's Pizzas, 4 for $9. We have Hamburger Helper or Tuna Helper, 10 for $10. Hy-Vee macaroni and cheese, three boxes for $1. We have Yoplait yogurt, 10 for $5, and you can save 10 cents a gallon on your fuel saver card. We also have Edie's ice cream, slow churned or rich and creamy, for just $2.77 for a 1.5 quart pail. We also have Coke 24 packs, 2 for $12, and you must buy 2 on those, and Skippy peanut butter for just $1.77. That's a lot of stuff. Anything crazy going on this weekend like the looking for 40 or on whatever you get on Sunday? If you come in on Sunday, we have in our ad, there's a coupon. You'll have to bring it in with you, but if you spend $20 in groceries, you'll get a free 8-pound bag of ice. And on Friday, if you come in, and we've been wearing our I Heart My Centerville Hy-Vee t-shirt. If you come in on Friday wearing that t-shirt and you buy 5 bratwurst fresh from our meat case, we'll give you 5 of them free. And that sounds wonderful. And I heard you and Cole talking earlier here before we got going on the air that you guys are participating in the golf tournament.
Yes, we are in the Knights of Columbus golf tournament. It'll be the first time that I've been out this year, so it could be a little bit entertaining. Yeah, we always look forward to that. We get to go out and do 2 or 3 of them a year, and hopefully the weather holds off, because that's always a fun day to kind of get out and mingle outside the walls, I guess. And you're also you're kind of a short timer tonight for us. You're headed down to the ball field. Yeah, they're needing my help tonight down there for the late game, so I'll be heading down that direction and working in the booth down there. We were rained out yesterday, and we didn't have games Monday, so it feels like it's been about a month since I've been down there. So I kind of look forward to get back down the field. Anything else going on that Hy-Vee's helping out in the public eye? Well, we also have on Friday night, we are going to do a fundraiser for the trap shooting team. If you come out here between 4 and 7, you can get a hot dog, a bag of chips, and a bottle of water for $3, and we're donating half of that $3 back to the trap shooting team. Wonderful. Wonderful. So, and that's just kind of a club team right now. That's right. So, they need all the help that they can get. We just had the same thing last week. We did a fundraiser for the library for the same thing, for the Friends of Drake Public Library. So, yeah, look for that. I think we're going to be doing something like that on a weekly basis for the rest of the summer. That sounds great. There's a lot of stuff going on interesting out here at Hy-Vee and out about in the community. So come on out and help support all these young people. We will take a break. When we come back, we will have that taped interview with Steve Smith. We'll be back right after this.
There's no place like home, and there's no place like Northside Insurance to insure your home. We're your hometown insurance agency, which means we know you by name and will take time to understand your insurance needs. We can also help with your other insurance, such as auto, boat, farm, and business. Together with Allied Insurance, we'll design the insurance package that fits your needs. Call us today at 856-3333.
Quote to claim, we take care of you. Northside Insurance.
Hi, this is Amy with the Flower Tea, and we have a new look. We would like to welcome the Junk Parlor to the east side of the square. The Junk Parlor carries a huge selection of antiques, vintage, and repurposed items. Spring is just around the corner. Let the Flower Teak and the Junk Parlor get your home and garden ready. Flower Teak on the northeast corner of the Centerville Square. Call 437-4131 and check us out on Facebook.
Chico Construction provides a complete line of excavating equipment for all your water, sewer, and building needs. Whether it be residential, commercial, or agricultural, Chico Construction can help. Serving Centerville and Southern Iowa for more than 40 years. Call Dave McCann at Chico Construction, 895-1980. That's Dave McCann at 895-1980. Chico Construction. For all your excavating needs, remember,
McCann can.
The golf season is finally here, and the Preserve on Rathbun Lake invites you out to Southern Iowa's premier 18-hole championship golf course. Call the Preserve today and book your tee time. 724-1400. That's 724-1400. The Preserve on Rathbun Lake offers beautiful scenery and challenging golf, all at an affordable rate. And they've got the best pro shop in the area. The Preserve on Rathbun Lake. Call 724-1400 for your tee time today.
Welcome back to the Pitch Sports Show, where we talk about local sports in a little bit more. It's presented to you by Hy-Vees. Like I said earlier, we have a tape interview that Steve Smith was nice enough to call up and talk to Russ about his Mohawk track team. And this is the interview brought to you by Hy-Vees.
You're listening to The Pitch on KCOG Centerville. I'm Russ Oker, and it is time now to visit with the Moravian Boys track coach, Steve Smith, and the track season, of course, coming to a close with the state tournament. So we've got a lot to cover here, as we haven't had Steve on this year. Steve, thanks for joining us. I guess let's start with the whole team here. How many guys did you have out this year? And tell us a little bit about the season.
We had 14 boys out this year. I thought the season went pretty well. We showed a lot of improvement throughout the year. Weather was pretty good. Got all 12 meets in. Went to 3 indoor meets, so we got a lot of running this year.
Now, with the indoor meets, is that up in Pella typically, or Graceland? Do they have an indoor track as well?
Yes. We went to 2 at Pella and then 1 at Graceland.
14 kids, that's not too bad numbers for you.
That's pretty good numbers. That's probably the most I've had since I've been there.
Well, let's talk a little bit about some of those individuals. What did you have for seniors this year?
Didn't have any seniors.
So that bodes very well for you.
I hope to have everybody back.
What about juniors then? Where was your leadership?
Caleb Harrington was a leader for us this year, qualified for state in the 800 and the high jump. Competed Friday in the high jump, finished tied for 12th, and then Saturday he ran in the 800 and finished 9th.
Okay. And any other juniors, or is that your only upperclassman?
Avery Waybill was also a junior, and I think that was it.
Okay. So as you look at what you have coming back next year, what are the strengths of this team as far as events? What events do you feel the best about with this group of kids?
They showed a lot of improvement in their 800s this year, so maybe 4x8, the open 800, of course. Caleb runs pretty good 400. And then the field events, we had a sophomore, Austin Wilson, that showed some improvement in the discus. So look for him to improve some more.
Okay. And what do you know about your junior high program? How were the numbers down there? And what do you got coming numbers-wise to make this team even better?
They had some fairly good numbers for the boys. I would expect we'll get probably 3 or 4 out of that class. And
okay,
should be an improvement.
Now, I know you don't directly coach the girls, I'm assuming practice-wise, if it's like a lot of schools, you're kind of working together on some things. But what can you tell us about the girls
and their season. What do you know about their numbers and how their season went?
They had about the same numbers that we did. I think their season went pretty well. They had one state qualifier, Autumn McDaniel. She qualified again in the 400 hurdles. This will be her third year qualifying. She's a junior this year. I think she finished 22nd.
Okay. And who's the new girls coach this year?
The new coach this year was Ryan Van Bogart. He's one of our new teachers, teaches math. And this was his first year as track coach, and I think he'll take over the volleyball program next year.
How many years for you now on the track side of things?
This has been 6 for me this year.
Any other sports there in Moravia that you coach?
I coached junior high football for the first time this year, and then junior high boys basketball.
And track-wise, then, tell me a little bit about your background. Were you track in high school, college, both?
I ran in high school, 200s, 400s, high jump, pole vault, pretty much everything.
So what is your, are you from Moravia then? Give us your background a little bit.
Yeah, I graduated from Moravia
a couple years ago.
A few years ago.
All right. Steve Smith is the head boys track coach at Moravia. Their season wraps up. Had one of his athletes make it to state. Tell us again that young man's name and what he went for and what he placed there.
Caleb Harrington. He placed in the 12th in the high jump and 9th in the 800.
And you've got him coming back next year. So.
One more year.
All right. Everybody coming back in Coach Smith's program. Steve, thanks for stopping by. Congratulations on another successful season. And it looks like you, with your numbers and everybody coming back, should be a great year next year.
Thanks for having me.
This is The Pitch on KCOG Centerville.
Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square has got you covered when it comes to men's dress. Whether it be business or casual, Jim Ireland Menswear can help. From jeans to slacks, from dress shirts to golf shirts, Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square can help you look your best. And if you've got a wedding in your future, call Jim Ireland Menswear or stop by to talk about tux rentals. Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square. Sales and Associates Cook Insurance in Centerville and Corydon is proud to be a part of the Pitchfork Show. Give Sales and Associates a call today at 888-767-0239. That's 888-767-0239. Call them locally in Centerville at 856-3375. That's 856-3375. For all your insurance needs, call Sales and Associates Cook Insurance in Centerville and Corydon. They don't build cars like they used to, and they don't repair them like they used to either. Today's vehicles contain advanced, lightweight materials and safety features like crumple zones and airbags that help protect your family. Repairing them properly after a collision requires up-to-date training. RK Auto Body has it. We're among only 10% of shops to meet the industry's highest training standards as a gold-class business. When you pick a collision repair shop, make the smart choice for your family's safety. Choose gold-class trained repair professionals. Choose RK Auto Body. RK Auto Body is located at 21317 Highway J46 Centerville, or call them at 641-856-2500.
Hi folks, Billy Thomas with Thomas Funeral Home and Cremation Service. In 2007, we opened the Thomas Funeral Home and Cremation Services in Centerville with these thoughts in mind. Provide the area with a funeral home that is supportive of the community and its people beyond the funeral service. Provide superior service that well exceeds those around us. Providing a home-like atmosphere when helping your family tailor the services to your needs. No tricks, no pressure, just genuine care. Doing all of this at the best price. At 37 years of age, I can offer my availability to your family today and decades to come. For information on funerals, cremation, or advanced planning, stop by Thomas Funeral Home or give us a call at 641-856-4321 or in Bloomfield at 641-664-2353.
The Thomas Funeral Home. Building a reputation, not resting on one. It is time now for our In the Box segment here on the Pitchfork Show. In the Box is brought to you by Northside Insurance in Centerville. Call Amy Gonerman and the crew at Northside Insurance in Centerville. Well, we're excited to have a graduated senior
In the box today, Elizabeth Sells is a graduate of CHS class of 2015. So, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
How about that? So, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm Elizabeth Sells, daughter of Alan and Amanda Sells. My mom does H&R Block right off the square.
Okay.
My grandparents are Paulette and Warren Sells.
Yes, Mr.
Mhm.
Sells. Everybody,
Yes.
your grandpa is a very famous teacher from these parts.
That's what I hear.
You probably ran into a few of us adults that had him as a teacher. haven't you?
I sure
Did
have.
did your dad have
Yeah, he did.
his own father?
Mhm.
How about that?
Yeah.
So then, brothers, sisters, any of that fun stuff?
I have a younger sister, and she'll be a sophomore next year.
Oh.
Yes. And then a younger brother, and he'll be in junior high, which is crazy. Cause,
Yeah. So he's probably was he just the right age to be a nuisance a lot of times, or young enough that he didn't really get in your way?
didn't really get in my way.
Okay.
Abby's about the age she's a nuisance, but
Right.
yeah.
So I was going to say, so you got this sister that's a freshman, you're a
Mhm.
senior.
Yep.
How is that? Are you a protective sister, or are you, you know what, just stay out of my way and do your own thing?
I'm not very protective, but we spend like every hour of the day together
So you're
because
pretty
we're
good
in the
friends.
same activity, so we're
Okay.
pretty good friends.
Good.
Yeah.
And so tell me about graduation. What all did you do? Did you have a party? Did your diploma get signed? All that fun stuff.
Yes and yes. I sobbed like a baby through the ceremony, which I don't know why, because it's supposed to be a happy time, but
Happy tears, maybe, right?
Yeah,
It's just-
I think so. But yeah, I was like, hold yourself together, come on. And then my party, it was awesome. All my friends and family came, and yeah, it was fun.
Did you have it at your house or somewhere
My
else?
grandma's house.
Okay.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah, it was fun.
What'd you have for food?
A taco bar.
Oh,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We did that last year with my daughter.
I know.
So I think that's great because you get nothing wrong with it, but you get a lot of the same stuff. So
Right.
way to go. I
Yep.
bet people enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So, okay, Elizabeth Sells is a graduated senior from Centerville High School. And now I have to tell you that you come with high recommendation from Haley Count. She says that you're awesome and she just loves you to death.
Aw,
So
I love
there
Haley.
you go. Yeah.
She's
So
awesome.
I figure she has pretty good judgment usually. Because she doesn't like just everybody.
Oh, I mean,
All right, so what activities, any sports, any extracurricular activities, any of that stuff while you're in school?
in school, I was involved in student council and the drama department. But outside of school, I'm heavily involved in dance at Dance Expressions and competitive dance and that sort of stuff.
And I understand this is a big weekend, which we're taped. We taped this interview in the morning hours this morning because she is going to be practicing up for a big weekend of dance. So tell
Oh,
me
not
about
this
that.
weekend. It's
Not
in,
this
it-
weekend.
It's in June, later
In June.
Mhm.
Okay, but you have a long practice.
Yes.
You're getting ready for
Our nationals.
a trip to St. Louis.
Yep.
And this is serious
Big
business
deal.
because you're not even going to the arch or a ball game or any of that, right? Just
No.
dance.
Yep.
All right,
Just
so
dance.
tell me about that and what goes into practicing for that.
Well, long hours of technique and other practices for our dance so we can make sure it's as perfect as we can possibly make it. And then once we get down there, there's an opportunity you compete, and then you recompete, and then you can recompete for the biggest trophy, which that's our goal. Last year we had 6 routines make it into it's called Parade of Champions.
Okay.
And it's a really huge honor because there's awesome dancers down there. So it's really awesome.
Did you make it into the?
Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
well, congratulations.
Thank you.
So, are you competing as an individual in a team dance or both?
Well, I have a solo, so I'm competing as an individual, but I'm also in group dances, so that I'm as a group also.
You know, of course, there's a lot of girls involved in dance, and probably a lot of people like myself don't understand everything that goes into it. But I would think that, like with the group dance, it would be about like any team sport. You feel the pressure to perform for your team.
Yep, definitely. No one can quote unquote slack or sit on the bench because they're judging you as a whole group. Everyone has to look the same and be precise and hit as hard as the person next to you. If you don't, then they'll take down mark your score down. So it's definitely hard because you have to be precise and together all the time.
So, How many girls are in your group dance? How many are in the group?
Well, in my group dance, for my group age, there's 6 of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you do you become really close like any other sport? I mean, do you hang out together outside of dance? Do you get to know each other almost like sisters?
Yeah. 2 girls in our team are actually from Ottumwa, so they drive down every weekend, dance with us from Ottumwa, but yeah, we try to hang out as much as we can, which is not very much since they live in Ottumwa, but it's still awesome. They're like sisters because they see you when you're at you look sweaty and gross, so yeah, they're the best kind of friends because they don't judge you.
So tell me about your senior year. Was it all you wanted it to be? Did it go too fast? Not fast enough?
Way too fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, my senior year dance, I've been in dance forever, and I tear my meniscus in my knee, so I was out for like a month and a half.
Dang.
Which it could have been longer.
Yeah.
And I physical therapists said I healed really quickly and everything was going the way it was supposed to, so I'm very, very lucky that it went as fast as it did, so I could get back in and compete with my team this year since my last year. So, but other than that, it's been awesome. Our competitions, this is the best we've ever done in competitions, so it's just really exciting to finish it off nice and strong and in the top 5. And at our first competition, we were number 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So,
wow.
Yeah, doesn't get much better than that.
So tell me about then, let's talk about some of the things from senior year. You had prom, your senior prom.
Yes, I was actually on prom court, which is awesome. Yes, with my squad, I like to say. With Cindy Domer, Fran, Rachel, and Gabby Cortizio. We're all pretty close, so it was cool. Yes.
And you had a gentleman escort, right?
Yes.
A young man?
I went to prom with Colt Bloma.
Okay.
He was a sophomore. He's now a junior, I guess.
Yes. Colton.
Mm-hmm.
He's my neighbor. He lives right in my backyard.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
From what I can tell, a fine young man.
Yeah, he's really nice. Nice kid.
Good. He was a gentleman and all that? Well,
definitely.
Good. You better be here all. Sock him one. He's, he's a member of this golf team that's off the state this year.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Cool, yeah. Okay, so we had prom, and then you had, you said student council?
Mm-hmm.
What were some of your fun activities with that this year?
Well, I was on teacher appreciation, and our committee would get little goodies together for the teachers. For the winter, we've got little tin cans, and they had hot cocoa and cookies and candy canes in them for the teachers to enjoy over Christmas break. And I wasn't involved in this, but the other student council kids were, along with the Pride team, they did a color run, which is really cool. Like the one where they throw the color at it. Mm-hmm. That was cool. I didn't get to go to it, but it looked really awesome. But yeah, they did lots of cool things this year with student council.
And now your senior year's over.
Mm-hmm.
So let's start with your summer plans. What do you got planned for the summer?
Dance. More dance. Yes, we have dance camp starting soon at DXB. So that'll keep me really busy.
Now, do you, being one of the older girls, do you help with the younger girls too then?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you see yourself wanting to do any of that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. That's my life goal. I want to be a dance instructor for the rest of my life.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what is next for you? Then do you go off to college for that, or?
Not for that. I'll be attending Indian Hills in Centerville this fall, and then but I'll continue to teach classes at the studio, and then after that I think I'll study business for 2 years and then get my business degree, and then but yeah, just keep training and making myself better so I can better students.
Okay.
And help them grow. Yeah.
Well, let's have some fun here. Let's give you a chance to think about your class now, as the class of 2015 is ready to go on their way. So let's look back. Tell me who's the silliest in your class? Just if I say silly, who pops into mind first? It's always funny, and
Blake Dabney.
He's a goofy guy.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Who's the best dancer? I've never asked anybody this about their class. And let's go with, let's just say guys, because obviously gals, a lot of you gals like yourself obviously are almost sort of maybe a professional compared to everybody else. So guys-wise, who's the best dancer? Who do you recall doing some stuff on the dance floor?
Just going off from prom, but I think Graydon Schmidt has some moves.
Well, he's
Yeah.
obviously got good feet.
Right.
You know, he's a
Yeah.
great track star.
Mhm.
All right. Who's the most serious one or the most mature? Who already acts like they're 35 years old and always responsible and always down to business?
I have no clue. I think that actually might be me. I'm kind of a let's get on with it, guys. Come on.
That's outstanding. All right. Anybody pop to mind for public speaking? Is there a future radio star in your class? You know, when I was in school, I read the announcements. I think everybody knew someday I was going to be in public
That's
speaking
awesome.
somehow. So anybody come to mind as the class speaker or the...
Graydon Schmidt.
Well,
he's got the
an
announcer voice.
auctioneer, you know.
Austin Nielsen. I think he can do it.
He's done some PA
Mhm.
stuff. There you go.
Rachel Valentine, maybe. She's got spunky.
I love that gal. She's great. We've always called her Toast. And I think my daughter gave her that nickname a long time ago. That's all I've ever known her as is Toast. I don't know where it came from. So, okay, Elizabeth. Well, thank you so much for stopping by. It is time now for your 5 fast questions.
Okay.
And we will be providing you, since you came by the studio, I don't have it up here, but you will get a free 6-inch sub for stopping up today.
Oh, thanks.
And we appreciate that. All right, here are your 5 fast questions for tonight's show. Favorite food?
Chicken strips.
Okay. Pet peeve? What really ticks off Elizabeth Sales?
When people chew with their mouth open, and I can hear them chewing.
Oh.
It's weird. My mom says I'm too sensitive, but I'm not.
Give me a dream vacation. Your parents come in and say, pack your bags, we're taking a trip. Where would you most hope they would say you were going?
Hawaii.
Can't beat that.
Yeah.
What relative do people tell you look like? Everybody always says, oh, you look like your mom, dad, aunt, uncle, cousin Bill, whatever. Who do you most get told you look like?
Oh, gosh. They always say my mom and my dad, which they don't look anything. Obviously,
Right.
they don't look alike, so I don't know. I just look like my parents, I guess.
So maybe a mix of both.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
you got
don't
the
know.
best of both, right?
Yeah.
And finally, all right, now this one can get you in trouble. Easier parent to deal with. If you really want to get your way on something, are you going to mom or are you going to dad?
Oh, gosh. Mom.
Okay.
Definitely mom.
All right.
Dad's a little hyped, so it's a little easier to talk to mom. I love dad. But,
Of course. All right, Elizabeth, thanks so much for stopping up. Good luck with
Thanks
the
for
dance.
having
Good
me.
luck with the future. And thanks for being such a great young kid and making your community proud. And we wish you the best of luck on this dance this summer.
Thank you very much.
Elizabeth Sales is officially out of the box, brought to you by Northside Insurance in Centerville.
Hello, friends. This is Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop in Centerville. Experience counts in today's world, especially when it comes to planning your retirement income. If you are within 5 years of retirement, experience has taught me that this is a very critical time for you to start planning your income distribution when you retire. Maximizing Social Security and asset allocation are very important pieces of the plan when it comes to your retirement income. With 28 years of experience, I know how the 5 years before retirement can affect your income. If you would like some help, contact me. I'm Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop in Centerville. Phone 437-7283. That's 437-SAVE.
Founded in 1864, the Daily Iowegian is one of the oldest businesses in Centerville. Keep up on local news, sports, and all community events by reading the Daily Iowegian. You'll also find them online at dailyiowegian.com. That's dailyiowegian.com, where you'll find the latest in local news and much more. Subscribe today by calling 856-6336. That's 856-6336. The Daily Iowegian, the newspaper that cares about Appomattox County. Henley Dental in Centerville offers a full range of dental services, from regular exams to dental cosmetics. Henley Dental can help with all of your dental needs. Call today at 856-4103. That's 856-4103.
856-4103. They offer Clear Correct and porcelain veneers to help make that smile look better. And Dr. Nick Henley would like to remind you of the importance of scheduling a regular exam. You should have your teeth examined and cleaned every 6 months. To schedule your exam today, call 856-4103. That's 856-4103. Dr. Nick Henley at Henley Dental, 203 West Washington in Centerville. At J&L Flooring in Centerville, they're ready to help with all your flooring needs. J&L Flooring on the east side of the Centerville Square has carpet, vinyl, tile, hardwood, and laminate. And with a large selection in stock, you're sure to find just what you want at a great price. J&L Flooring on the east side of the square in Centerville is open Monday through Friday 10 to 5 and Saturdays 10 to 2. J&L Flooring on the east side of the Centerville Square. Their prices will floor you.
You're listening to The Pitch on KCOG Centerville. And coming up in just a few moments, Coach Kino Toronos will be along as the boys soccer team saw their season come to a close last night. We'll get the details on that, his thoughts on the season and on the future of Big Red Soccer. Now, the Redettes play next Tuesday as they will start their postseason play. And it's a season that hasn't been as strong as I know the Redettes were looking for coming into the season. But, Chad, when you head to the postseason, as they say, you can throw the records out the window. It's the second season. You get a chance to kind of redeem yourself after what I know has been a little bit of a disappointing season for the Redettes soccer team.
Yeah, it was down a little bit this year from what I understand. They like you said, they had some high hopes coming in this season, hope to have a decent season. But you can erase all that by getting on a roll in the postseason and maybe knocking off some teams that thought maybe they were underdogs too. So hopefully they'll get that going and have a decent postseason.
And the girls golf team, we talked about this a little bit. They, disappointing into the season, but what a wonderful season and what a great fight last night, it sounds like. And we will have Coach Gavakovich on. Our girls didn't play too poorly. Nevada may have just kind of had the night of their life, it sounds like, and that's unfortunate to run into a situation like that. And the weather conditions weren't the best. That's not to blame, but that's just for all of the girls playing, not just our school. You always hate to see that because it's hard to have fun in that kind of weather. And first and foremost, you wanted to be able to go out and have fun. All of the schools that were there earned it, and you kind of hate that for them that they had to fight those elements at the super regional when you'd like to see them have a very nice day. But what a great golf season for the Redettes and a great future for them. Really, all in all, a good spring season. Both tennis teams had a good deal of success. And, of course, both golf teams had a good deal of success. Boys track, saw Grayton Schmidt go out on a high note with 4 events at the state tournament. That's pretty impressive to qualify in 4 events.
It's very impressive, and it kind of looked like it might have took its toll a little bit. I know the finals there on Saturday, he was back to back, so maybe his legs got a little tired and didn't quite finish as good as he had hoped to in the finals up there at state, but still, like you said, 4 events, qualifying in 4 events, that's just almost unheard of, but he's a very special athlete, and I'm glad to have had the opportunity to coach him in football for a couple of years, and wish him the best down the road.
Well, I would go out on a limb right here today and say I believe with what he's accomplished that he should at some day be going into the Big Red Hall of Fame. I don't know what else you would have to do. He's got some state titles, qualifying for state in 4 events, above average football player, very solid football player for you. I would say that there's a good chance that he'll be a Hall of Famer someday.
Oh yeah, I can definitely see him being a Hall of Famer down the road. Like you said, he's got the 2 state titles on the relay team, and then qualifying in 4 events at senior year. We would have to ask Jim if that's been done before, but I to my knowledge, I can't think of it. One person qualifying in 4 events in the past. Yeah, maybe he has, and maybe I'm way off, but I think I would have to say he's probably one of the handfuls.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, congratulations to him and our Big Reds and Redettes on what has been overall a very good spring sports season, and we're not done yet. The boys golf team competes at the state tournament this weekend. We'll talk to Mike Carney about that. They're maybe 89-0. Is that right? I think we were 84.
88, I believe so.
88. So we only beat 4 teams.
Yes.
Okay. There were only 5 at our.
There was 5. Yeah.
Okay. So we're 88-0 going into the state tournament. As Josh said, up in Antarctica this weekend, up there, way up there. So
I was a mile from Minnesota. So
we wish them the best of luck this weekend, and boy, they have a real chance if they play well to go out and bring home the state title.
Oh yeah, I definitely think so. I would think they would have to be, if not the favorite, one of the favorites. I'm not sure who all's up there, but it's one of those things that, unfortunately for us, they've moved the site from where Alex has played for the last 3 years up there in Ames up to Minnesota. So
Livermore, Iowa.
Livermore, Iowa. And it's one of those things that they do not let you, unless you've played the course prior to sectionals, you cannot play the course. They will not let you play the course. So they don't get a practice round. They just get to go out there. Here it is. Good luck.
I think that's a big advantage to the teams that live in the area. Then, to me,
yeah, you would think so. I know Alex said that when I talked to him at his graduation party, he said he has played it, but I think he's probably the only one. So, hopefully he can give those other boys some insight, and that's like I said, that where it would have been nice to have it back in at the Ames Country Club, where 3, if not 4. Boys had already seen that course.
Most of them, yeah.
So it would have been nice to been back there, and we were talking. We probably would have gone up and cheered them on.
You bet.
As much as you can in golf.
Well, show your support. We would have loved to have been there. But all right, we'll take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk boys soccer with Coach Tino Toronis. That's next on Hy-Vee's The Pitch.
There's no place like home, and there's no place like Northside Insurance to insure your home. We're your hometown insurance agency, which means we know you by name and will take time to understand your insurance needs. We can also help with your other insurance, such as auto, boat, farm, and business. Together with Allied Insurance, we'll design the insurance package that fits your needs. Call us today at 856-3333.
Quote to claim, we take care of you. Northside Insurance.
Hi, this is Amy with the Flower Teak, and we have a new look. We would like to welcome the Junk Parlor to the east side of the square. The Junk Parlor carries a huge selection of antiques, vintage, and repurposed items. Spring is just around the corner. Let the Flower Teak and the Junk Parlor get your home and garden ready. Flower Teak on the northeast corner of the Centerville Square. Call 437-4131 and check us out on Facebook.
Chico Construction provides a complete line of excavating equipment for all your water, sewer, and building needs. Whether it be residential, commercial, or agricultural, Chico Construction can help. Serving Centerville and Southern Iowa for more than 40 years. Call Dave McCann at Chico Construction, 895-1980. That's Dave McCann at 895-1980. Chico Construction. For all your excavating needs, remember,
McCann can.
The golf season is finally here, and the Preserve on Rathbun Lake invites you out to Southern Iowa's premier 18-hole championship golf course. Call the Preserve today and book your tee time, 724-1400. That's 724-1400. The Preserve on Rathbun Lake offers beautiful scenery and challenging golf, all at an affordable rate. And they've got the best pro shop in the area. The Preserve on Rathbun Lake. Call 724-1400 for your tee time today.
You're listening to The Pitch on KCOG Centerville, and it's time now to visit with Coach Tino Toronis and talk boys soccer. Coach, season came to a close last night, ran into a pretty good Tama team in the postseason. Had to go all the way up there to play that.
A couple hours.
Yeah.
And it was doubtful all the way because of the rain. So we got there, and it was just like all of a sudden the sun came out, and the field was dry, kind of bumpy. But other than that, we played. It was a beautiful night. The rest of the night was just beautiful. So we got on top. And then it rained again.
So you guys in the postseason taking on South Tama, you knew they were a good team. First half, things went pretty well.
First half, we stayed right with them. They scored real quick within about 2 minutes, and they've been a high-scoring offensive team against other teams, and so we anticipated our defense had to be strong, and we stuck right with them. They scored within the 2 minutes, and about 5 minutes later, Michael Cope put one in from a free kick. Oh, I'd say it was probably about 30 yards out. Well, put it right in the corner and tied it up, and held them about 5 minutes left in the half, and then they scored again. So it was a good talk at half. We were playing strong. They were up. They were kind of surprised themselves, and they had some big boys. They had some very quick boys. And one boy found out he's going to be playing for Iowa, so in football.
Okay.
So he was a good-sized boy.
An American-style.
Yeah, yeah. And our guys looked at him and thought, oh, my gosh, what are we in for? And he was one of their attackers. He was very fast, very quick. And Josh Morgan was probably the size of his leg, but he did a pretty good job on him. But second half, they took it to us. Their defense, we just weren't quick enough. They had starting about 10 seniors of the 11, and we had 5 seniors, 2 of which pretty much started varsity this year. So it was very apparent that it was going to change too. But I thought they ended well for our group of guys.
You get the feeling that the talk on their side at halftime was probably a little different.
You guys do? But they came out fast, and all of a sudden they scored. And heard them coach saying, "That's what I'm talking about." And then a couple minutes later, they scored again, and it looked like we just stopped. But it was just their play. And it's a fast. I was told by another coach they're very fast-paced offense. Defensively, we could have got the ball down there very seldom didn't get it there. Their defense was weak, but their offense came back to help out the defense, and then they took off.
With that many seniors, is this a South Tama team that you think might go somewhere in the tournament?
Might. They play Pella tomorrow night, and Pella's very disciplined. They've always been very disciplined. South Tama is not as disciplined. They just go. And it just depends if they can come out as better disciplined team. Because they let us do some things that we shouldn't have been able to do. And that coach knew it.
Talking boys soccer with Coach Tino Chirona's season came to a close last night against South Tama with a loss in postseason play. We'll look back on the season, talk about his seniors, and look to the future when we come back on High V's The Pitch.
Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square has got you covered when it comes to men's dress. Whether it be business or casual, Jim Ireland Menswear can help. From jeans to slacks, from dress shirts to golf shirts, Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square can help you look your best. And if you've got a wedding in your future, call Jim Ireland Menswear or stop by to talk about tux rentals. Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square. Sales and Associates Cook Insurance in Centerville and Corydon is proud to be a part of the Pitchfork Show. Give Sales and Associates a call today at 888-767-0239. That's 888-767-0239. Call them locally in Centerville at 856-3375. That's 856-3375. For all your insurance needs, call Sales and Associates Cook Insurance in Centerville and Corydon. They don't build cars like they used to, and they don't repair them like they used to either. Today's vehicles contain advanced, lightweight materials and safety features like crumple zones and airbags that help protect your family. Repairing them properly after a collision requires up-to-date training. RK Auto Body has it. We're among only 10% of shops to meet the industry's highest training standards as a gold-class business. When you pick a collision repair shop, make the smart choice for your family safety. Choose gold-class trained repair professionals. Choose RK Auto Body. RK Auto Body is located at 21317 Highway J46 Centerville, or call them at 641-856-2500.
Hi, folks. Billy Thomas with Thomas Funeral Home and Cremation Service. In 2007, we opened the Thomas Funeral Home and Cremation Services in Centerville with these thoughts in mind. Provide the area with a funeral home that is supportive of the community and its people beyond the funeral service. Provide superior service that well exceeds those around us. Providing a home-like atmosphere when helping your family tailor the services to your needs. No tricks, no pressure, just genuine care. Doing all of this at the best price. At 37 years of age, I can offer my availability to your family today and decades to come. For information on funerals, cremation, or advanced planning, stop by Thomas Funeral Home or give us a call at 641-856-4321 or in Bloomfield at 641-664-2353.
The Thomas Funeral Home, building a reputation, not resting on one.
Girls to the pitch on KCOG Centerville, talking boys soccer with Coach Keno Toronto's putting a wrap on the boys soccer season. Coach, season came to a close last night against South Kima. You knew this was going to be a developmental year for you. You had a lot of new faces and some kids who were good athletes but hadn't really played soccer. So I guess evaluate the season for me as a whole on your thoughts on this group of young men and their season.
Yeah, we were getting through the middle of the season. I wasn't seeing much progress. It was kind of irritating. And then our last week was a great turnaround. I went through practice, took them back through the basics of passing. And if you can't pass the ball, they can't play soccer. Just like basketball, you can't pass your teammate, you can't play basketball. So we worked on that, and the week before we got beat by Sheraton at home, 5-7, and it was kind of disappointing because our boys knew that we should have beat them. Well, they went back the next week. A week later, we went back up to Sheraton, and it was like a totally different team. At the end of the game, I just stared at them and said, "What have you guys done?" Because even the kids that came up for the first time were passing the ball, beautiful touch on the ball, knew what they were doing, and we beat Sheraton 5-0. They had probably 8 seniors on their team. So it was a great win there going into tournament play and gave them a little bit of confidence. And then our first half, I thought, we're going to do something here. But like you said, I think their coach said something to their players and turned things around and made it quite apparent that they were the better team. But it got the young guys to think we can be something here. And so at the end of the Sheraton game on the ride home, they started asking when do we get to play next after the season's over. When's our open field date? Wanting to go to the Iowa games to play in the tournament there. It's a 66 tournament. Smaller field, fast pace, a lot of touch on the ball, which will develop them tremendously. So they're trying to gather what we have and their sophomores and freshmen and trying to get some of their other football players to come out. You give it a try. So, shout out to Tiger Turfs. That's who they're trying to go after. A few other boys. But there's the one that they want to try and Josh Morgan, who's the wrestler, trying to find some his age and their kids coming up. So I'm hoping we'll be fine. And if I can get those players where we can practice with them before the season, from what I saw this year and what's coming back, we're going to compete against. I think we'll be fine. But it was very hopeful at the end of the season. A lot of improvement.
Who are the 6 seniors that you say goodbye to?
First one, Phoenix Reese, he came out as, he struggled all through his high school career, sticking it out with soccer. And he would come out and he wouldn't end up playing the season. And this was his first year, and he really came on strong at the very end. and he faced Noah Courtney. Very good player. And, you know, he's one of those wants to play everything. So he's in track, part soccer. And once track got over, then he was soccer and then baseball. And so we're right in between the middle of those two sports, and it's hard to keep him playing with us. But in the end, he saw that it was Jersey to play. Connor Scully, again, been after him since freshman year, and I came out as senior and did a very good job. Ended up, I believe, with 2 or 3 goals for the season. But he usually played defense, and every once in a while I let him go up to the top, and he did very, very, very well. Very well for a big guy. Michael Bieber was one of those guys that ended up with an injury. I think he ended up with 6 goals. Michael Cope. That's him in the defensive end. I tell you that guy's strong little ball. Going across all 4 seasons, and then the defense. I think Centerville soccer defense, and I think Michael Cope. He's going to be a mess. And then Quinn McClure. Quinn, I had him at keeper for the first part of the season, and it just pretty good job of keeping goals out. Well, we're having a hard time scoring. So I put my sophomore Creighton Mahalovich in as keeper and brought Quinn to the top, and it was less than half of the season. And he ended up with 15 goals. At Sheraton, he scored 4 of the 5. So he knew he's going to be a good player when he goes to college. He's going to Central. So we're going to miss him. And so, yeah, we got a lot of things that we got to be working on by next year.
Well, it sounds like then with putting Creighton in the goal, you do have somebody coming back as a keeper with a little bit of experience. What else do you see as you look towards next year could be your strengths?
Bob Wiskis is he's becoming more physical, more aggressive in the attack. Him and Grant Hancock both have them at our midfield, and put them in there to be able try and teach them to be a little bit more aggressive. And they did that. That's a tough position right there in the midfield, because you have to be both in the attacking side and get back on defense. It's just back and forth. And they have conditioned themselves to do that. So hopefully that's going to be my attack for next year. Defensively, I got Josh Morgan, who I think is going to be another coach. He did a pretty good, really a pretty good job on this big guy that I was telling you about from South Tama. I mean, he was big, he was quick, he put the moves on him. Josh told me he thought he gave him a good nudge and put him in budget. And he came by here and get nudged him about knocked him on his behind. But Josh is become strong defensively. And the rest will just have to develop.
And so how many wins did you gather on the season?
We got 4. Okay. So we're 4-11 for the 4-12 for the season. I thought there's probably a couple more in there that we should have won, but like the other Sheraton game, lost in penalty kicks to a Crescent team who was pretty good. So I thought we did fine for what we had. So anxious to get back on the field. I'm going to take a couple weeks off. I told them we'll take a couple weeks off, and we'll just go have some fun on the field.
Well, Coach, always a pleasure to visit with you, and we wish you the best of luck going forward with the boys' soccer team. I know that they won't rest too long this summer. Like I say, they'll be out looking for places to play. So,
yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah.
Troilus boys soccer, Coach, their season comes to a close with their loss last night to South Tama. We'll take a break. We'll come back and head into the second half of the show right after this.
Hello, friends. This is Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop in Centerville. Experience counts in today's world, especially when it comes to planning your retirement income. If you are within 5 years of retirement, experience has taught me that this is a very critical time for you to start planning your income distribution when you retire. Maximizing Social Security and asset allocation are very important pieces of the plan when it comes to your retirement income. With 28 years of experience, I know how the 5 years before retirement can affect your income. If you would like some help, contact me. I'm Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop in Centerville. Phone 437-7283. That's 437-SAVE.
Founded in 1864, the Daily Iowegian is one of the oldest businesses in Centerville. Keep up on local news, sports, and all community events by reading the Daily Iowegian. You'll also find them online at dailyiowegian.com. That's dailyiowegian.com, where you'll find the latest in local news and much more. Subscribe today by calling 856-6336. That's 856-6336. The Daily Iowegian, the newspaper that cares about Appanoose County. Henley Dental in Centerville offers a full range of dental services, from regular exams to dental cosmetics. Henley Dental can help with all of your dental needs. Call today at 856-4103. That's 856-4103. They offer Clear Correct and porcelain veneers to help make that smile look better. And Dr. Nick Henley would like to remind you of the importance of scheduling a regular exam. You should have your teeth examined and cleaned every 6 months. To schedule your exam today, call 856-4103. That's 856-4103. Dr. Nick Henley at Henley Dental, 203 West Washington in Centerville. At J&L Flooring in Centerville, they're ready to help with all your flooring needs. J&L Flooring on the east side of the Centerville Square has carpet, vinyl, tile, hardwood, and laminate. And with a large selection in stock, you're sure to find just what you want at a great price. J&L Flooring on the east side of the square in Centerville is open Monday through Friday 10 to 5 and Saturdays 10 to 2. J&L Flooring on the east side of the Centerville Square. Their prices will floor you.
We move into the second half of our show tonight. Coming up in the second half, Coach Mike Carney will be on to talk about this Big Red Boys golf team heading back to the state tournament for the third consecutive season now. For Alex Norman, it'll be 4 straight. He will look to defend his state championship. He's had 2 in 3 years. He'll try to make it the third this year. And the team is poised to go for a team title. They're set at 88-0 right now. We'll visit with Coach Mike Carney in just a little bit about this Big Red golf team. Right now, Josh Price is going to tell us about all the things going on out here at Hy-Vee. Coming off the big Memorial Day weekend, but you guys aren't slowing down at all.
You bet. Don't forget tonight's Wild Wednesday. Come in, spend $30 and save 30 cents a gallon. We got a lot of great deals. We have fresh from our kitchen. Come in and get a tenderloin sandwich for just $3.99, hot and ready. We also have bakery fresh slider buns, a 12-count package for just $1.99. Fresh from our meat department, we have stuffed Anaheim peppers for $6.49 a pound. These things are amazing.
Very good.
Del Monte Gold Pineapple, $2.99, save $1. We also have Hy-Vee foam plates, 9-inch plates, 50 count for just 99 cents. And then with all the rain and the time of year it is, we have Raid, Wasp and Hornet spray, and Flying Insect spray for just $3.99 a can.
That time of year.
Yes, sir.
You got to protect yourself. I want to say I finally remembered, and I took advantage of the 80 for 80 this past week, and saved almost $1 a gallon on my gas today.
And unfortunately, Sunday, there wasn't a whole lot else to do out around except maybe grocery shop. It was kind of a gloomy day out for a holiday weekend, but yeah, it went over well. I came in and also participated in the 80 for 80 as well.
Outstanding. Very good. Josh Price with your local Hy-Vee. Now, Josh is not going to be here for Hall of Fame Child's Life because I always happen to get back to the community. You're going down to the Little League and working the PA.
Yes, sir.
Because they're going to be a little bit short in the booth tonight.
Yep, and I don't want that clock pitch. I don't want to be his last show. I want to win. I don't want to. I'm tired of it. I get beat.
There you go. Oh, man. All right. Well, Chad, let's roll right into the national stuff here and see what's going on out there in the world of hockey and all that fun stuff.
Well, yeah, we can do that. We're going to start off with Major League Baseball, though. It's, as you said, it's that time of year. They're about a fourth of the way through the season. All teams finally hit their 40-game mark. In the AL East, you have the Yankees at 25-22. In the Central, you have the Twins and Kansas City tied. The Twins, huh? The Twins have snuck up there. I think Detroit's like a game and a half back from behind these two. They are at 28 and 18. And in the West, Josh's Houston Astros still holding on at 30 and 17.
My goodness.
In the National League East, Washington is leading that division now at 27 and 19. In the Central, St. Louis is there with the best record in baseball at 30 and 16. And then in the West, you have the Dodgers at 28 and 17.
If you would have told me that 45-plus games into the season, that Josh's prediction of the Astros and the Cardinals, that even at that point they would be the best two records in baseball, I would have suggested that you probably had a substance abuse problem. But here they are. I mean, the Cardinals maybe, but the Astros are 30 and 17.
The Cardinals are on a surprise, but Houston, which is, last year they said they were young and they were talented and they were just developing players and everything, and apparently they were right. They're kind of this year's Kansas City Royals from last year. All the pieces are kind of falling in together. It's a long season.
It is.
We'll see how they do. A lot of these teams that come out, like your Pittsburgh teams, they're in the past they've done better here recently, but after the All-Star break, they just
fall off. So tired, Chad.
They're tired.
At that point, it's tired.
Tired. Yeah. Well, on to the NBA. In the Eastern Conference Finals, that series is over. The Cleveland Cavaliers have won that series 4-0. In the Western Conference Finals, the Golden State Warriors lead 3-1 over the Rockets. Game 5 is tonight, Wednesday, May 27th, at Golden State at 8 o'clock. So they're looking to wrap up that conference final. With the Cavs in the finals, LeBron James and teammate James Jones, they reached their 5th straight finals. They become the first players to accomplish this feat in nearly 50 years.
Well, I think it lends to the question, is it LeBron or is it Jones?
I think
it's tough.
I think it's no-brainer.
It's just Jones.
No, LeBron, and when I first heard that today, they didn't mention Jones. They just said LeBron James. So it might be a lot of LeBron, but
he probably has a little bit to do with it.
He's got a little bit to do with it. On to the NHL.
The National Hockey League.
That's right. The Eastern Conference Finals. The New York Rangers and the Tampa Bay Lightning, they're tied at 3 games apiece. Game 7 in New York on Friday, May 29th at 7 o'clock. Actually watched that, a little bit of that game last night. The Rangers won 7-3. Oh, yeah. I watched quite a bit of it.
Yeah, you're going to be a hockey fan, I guess.
Well, thanks to Mr. McConnell.
Yeah,
I got some of us guys watching hockey.
Some of us guys, you mean you. We watched that one night down at your house, but I didn't have a choice.
Mr. Justin Zappo, he's
he's
into him.
Now he's a hockey fan.
On to the Western Conference Finals. The Anaheim Ducks lead that series with the Chicago Blackhawks 3-2 with Game 6 in Chicago tonight at 7 o'clock, and Game 7 is in Anaheim on Saturday, May 30th at 7 o'clock if necessary. Aha! There you go. That's all I got for you tonight, Russell. That's about all that's going on out there.
All right, well, we'll tell you what, we'll grab a break. When we come back, Coach Mike Carney will talk about this boys golf team that's set to take their 3rd straight trip to the state tournament.
There's no place like home, and there's no place like Northside Insurance to insure your home. We're your hometown insurance agency, which means we know you by name and will take time to understand your insurance needs. We can also help with your other insurance, such as auto, boat, farm, and business. Together with Allied Insurance, we'll design the insurance package that fits your needs. Call us today at 856-3333.
Quote to claim, we take care of you. Northside Insurance.
Hi, this is Amy with the Flower Tea, and we have a new look. We would like to welcome the Junk Parlor to the east side of the square. The The Junk Parlor carries a huge selection of antique, vintage, and repurposed items. Spring is just around the corner. Let the Flower Teak and the Junk Parlor get your home and garden ready. Flower Teak on the northeast corner of the Centerville Square. Call 437-4131 and check us out on Facebook.
Chico Construction provides a complete line of excavating equipment for all your water, sewer, and building needs. Whether it be residential, commercial, or agricultural, Chico Construction can help. Serving Centerville and Southern Iowa for more than 40 years. Call Dave McCann at Chico Construction, 895-1980. That's Dave McCann at 895-1980. Chico Construction. For all your excavating needs, remember,
McCann can.
The golf season is finally here, and the Preserve on Rathbun Lake invites you out to Southern Iowa's premier 18-hole championship golf course. Call the Preserve today and book your tee time. 724-1400. That's 724-1400. The Preserve on Rathbun Lake offers beautiful scenery and challenging golf, all at an affordable rate. And they've got the best pro shop in the area. The Preserve on Rathbun Lake. Call 724-1400 for your tee time today.
You're listening to The Pitch on KCOG Centerville, talking local sports and a little bit more. And we're visiting now with Coach Mike Carney of the Big Red Boys golf team. And now we set it 88-0 after winning at the district meet up in Boss Landing. Coach, scores-wise, not our best effort, but based on everybody else's scores, maybe it wasn't such a bad effort.
Well, yeah, Alex came through for us again, shot 1 under. Corey Elliott from Pella was second with a 73. I thought Colton Maloma played well for us with an 82. Blake, he had kind of off day putting. If Blake would have putted the way he has been putting, Blake would have been in at 75, 76, 77. But, so yes and no. Score-wise, it was our worst performance on the year. So I think you can say if it's your worst and you still advance and still win, then that's saying a lot. So
Boss Landing is not an easy course. It's not an easy course to attack. You have to be patient. Was that a problem for any of our guys?
The guys that really, the only problem is Alex handled it extremely well. He had a game plan going into it. We'd met 2 days before that, and we sat down and talked what holes we're hitting driver on, what holes we're hitting irons on, what holes we're hitting 3-woods on. Those that deviated from the plan didn't play very well. Came up and did them. And I hope it's a lesson learned. But, I feel good going into the state tournament. I think we can compete well.
Well, you go in, this is the 3rd straight trip for the Big Red golf team, and you've got Alex and Blake that have been on all 3 of those runs. Colton Maloma, Jake Hargrave was coming back with some experience from the state tournament. Was Brad Irwin on any of the state tournament teams?
Yeah.
So he's been there before.
Yeah.
You've got some good experience. Do you sense a focus that this group of kids has their sights set on not being satisfied with anything but a state title?
Well, I think, you start off the year and you're kind of wondering where you're going to be. And, we knew that 6th spot was going to be a question mark, and it has been a question mark for us all year. But on the flip side of that, the consistency in the golf that Colton's played throughout the year has been dramatic. It's been, really good. We've counted on him the entire year. Then when Alex started off, I think one time before he had a little spell there, he had 2 meets where he shot like 3 or 4 over par, which many people would say. But, when he is at that point, he is like 27 or 28 under par on the year. And
that's not playing his home course. That's going to play, Alvia, Davis County, Clark, Osceola, Sheridan. That's pretty good. When you got somebody who can get a good jump on the field, like what Alex can, it gives you a little comfort zone to deal with in that third and fourth score. And Blake's played well for us too. So
you win the district meet. How close was it?
I think it was like 6-7 shots between us and Williamsburg. And then Pella was like 3 shots behind Williamsburg. So.
And were there just 5 teams there?
There were just 5 teams. There's Norwalk, which won their sectional. By the way, they beat Bella at Willow. And then Knoxville was there. And then us. So.
Okay. Talking boys golf with Coach Mike Carney and talking about the district meet. Was there ever a point when you saw some of the scores coming in at district that you were like, this could get interesting?
That's the way I am. That's the nature of this beast. So it doesn't take much for me to feel that way. I mean, we could be up by 40 and I could think, the sky's falling. So until we get that last score posted, I really don't get comfortable.
We'll take a break. We'll come back with more with Coach Mike Carney as the Big Reds get set to head to state for the 3rd straight year as a team. They'll head to Livermore. We'll talk about that coming up next.
Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square has got you covered when it comes to men's dress. Whether it be business or casual, Jim Ireland Menswear can help. From jeans to slacks, from dress shirts to golf shirts, Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square can help you look your best. And if you've got a wedding in your future, call Jim Ireland Menswear or stop by to talk about tux rentals. Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square. Sales and Associates Cook Insurance in Centerville and Corridon is proud to be a part of the Pitchfork Show. Give Sales and Associates a call today at 888-767-0239. That's 888-767-0239. Call them locally in Centerville at 856-3375. That's 856-3375. For all your insurance needs, call Sales and Associates Cook Insurance in Centerville and Corridon. They don't build cars like they used to, and they don't repair them like they used to either. Today's vehicles contain advanced, lightweight materials and safety features like crumple zones and airbags that help protect your family. Repairing them properly after a collision requires up-to-date training. RK Auto Body has it. We're among only 10% of shops to meet the industry's highest training standards as a gold-class business. When you pick a collision repair shop, make the smart choice for your family's safety. Choose gold-class trained repair professionals. Choose RK Auto Body. RK Auto Body is located at 21317 Highway J46 Centerville, or call them at 641-856-2500.
Hi, folks. Billy Thomas with Thomas Funeral Home and Cremation Service. In 2007, we opened the Thomas Funeral Home and Cremation Services in Centerville with these thoughts in mind. Provide the area with a funeral home that is supportive of the community and its people beyond the funeral service. Provide superior service that well exceeds those around us. Providing a home-like atmosphere when helping your family tailor the services to your needs. No tricks, no pressure, just genuine care. Doing all of this at the best price. At 37 years of age, I can offer my availability to your family today and decades to come. For information on funerals, cremation, or advanced planning, stop by Thomas Funeral Home or give us a call at 641-856-4321 or in Bloomfield at 641-664-2353.
The Thomas Funeral Home. Building a reputation, not resting on one.
Talking boys golf with Coach Mike Carney as the Big Reds get set to head to the state tournament. Coach, this has been quite a run for this golf program. You've been here a number of years. Have there ever been a time when we went to state 3 years in a row, and has there been a time when we sent somebody? I mean, this will be 4 in a row, but the Big Red's been represented at the state tournament.
I can't remember that, no. Even when going back, clear back, I wasn't playing then, but way back in like when Jim Kearney and some of those guys, Jack Mott and those guys, I don't think they did that either. So this is rather unique. This is a special time.
Alex Mormon has a chance to join a small group of people that have won 3 state championships. Obviously, golf is a delicate game, a shot here, a shot there. Is there anybody that can beat Alex if he is on his game? Can you imagine that there's a player in the state that could beat Alex when Alex is at his best?
No, I really don't. Alex, when he's at his best, and he's putting well and putting the ball in next to the pin. He's not afraid to go low. That's the thing about Alex. Some kids, they get 1 or 2 under par, and that collar begins to get tight, and the swing gets a little faster, the putts get a little quicker, and they just have a hard time getting it in. But not Alex. He can go out and shoot 65 about any time if he's got it going.
We've had good golfers come through here. It'd be hard pressed to say that at least in the last several decades, I guess in the time that I've seen and people that I've known that we've had much better than Alex. I know you're a tremendous golfer. Your brother Jim's a tremendous golfer. Mental wise, obviously to have Alex skill on the golf course physically is not all that common, but mentally. Talk about that aspect, because I don't think there's very many high school golfers that have the mental approach and the composure that you see from this young man.
Well, I think you're definitely right there, Russ, on Alex and his mental part. And he worked at that at a very early age, and Joe and Amy exposed him to competition. A very high level of competition at an early age, and therefore he knows how to compete. He's forged the metal under a lot of pressure, and he can handle it. He knows how to deal with it, and it's kind of impacted the rest of the players. I can see with Blake is very close to that same. Thinking and he gets focused in there, and and Colton the same way. So it's transferred. It's from Alex to Blake, from Blake to Colton, and Colton on down the line. So,
all right, talk about this state tournament. Let's start with the schedule. When will the team leave? When do we play? Where do you, in Livermore, Iowa, where do you stay? You're staying out Algona somewhere? Does Livermore have a hotel? Are we staying in the back of our truck? I don't care about this. What are we doing?
Well, we kind of made reservations real early before the season actually started, believe it or not. I was confident and hopeful, but I knew after going to Ames, and what a nightmare we had trying to find hotel rooms in Ames and drive clear down to Ankeny, that it could get real ugly in Livermore. So back in the end of the March.
When they say we're all booked, they mean they've got both hotel rooms that are booked, right?
We called and made reservations, and we're going to take off early tomorrow morning. We're going to drive up to play. We're going to stop about midway in between, play Otter Creek, hit a few balls, drive from Otter Creek up to Spring Valley, and then we're going to go out and walk the course and shoot the course with our rangefinders. Then we're going to come back. We're going to hit a few more balls, but really spend a lot of time on the practice green, getting a feel for the green and the fringes, and just get a general feel for the speed and everything else. And then Friday we start. We'll let it go.
We'll take a break. More with Coach Mike Carney when we come back on Hy-Vee's The Pitch.
Hello, friends. This is Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop in Centerville. Experience counts in today's world, especially when it comes to planning your retirement income. If you are within 5 years of retirement, experience has taught me that this is a very critical time for you to start planning your income distribution when you retire. Maximizing Social Security and asset allocation are very important pieces of the plan when it comes to your retirement income. With 28 years of experience, I know how the 5 years before retirement can affect your income. If you would like some help, contact me. I'm Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop in Centerville. Phone 437-7283. That's 437-SAVE.
Founded in 1864, the Daily Iowegian is one of the oldest businesses in Centerville. Keep up on local news, sports, and all community events by reading the Daily Iowegian. You'll also find them online at dailyiowegian.com. That's dailyiowegian.com, where you'll find the latest in local news and much more. Subscribe today by calling 856-6336. That's 856-6336. The Daily Iowegian, the newspaper that cares about Appomattox County. Henley Dental in Centerville offers a full range of dental services, from regular exams to dental cosmetics. Henley Dental can help with all of your dental needs. Call today at 856-4103. That's 856-4103. They offer Clear Correct and porcelain veneers to help make that smile look better. And Dr. Nick Henley would like to remind you of the importance of scheduling a regular exam. You should have your teeth examined and cleaned every 6 months. To schedule your exam today, call 856-4103. That's 856-4103. Dr. Nick Henley at Henley Dental, 203 West Washington in Centerville. At J&L Flooring in Centerville, they're ready to help with all your flooring needs. J&L Flooring on the east side of the Centerville Square has carpet, vinyl, tile, hardwood, and laminate. And with a large selection in stock, you're sure to find just what you want at a great price. J&L Flooring on the east side of the square in Centerville is open Monday through Friday 10 to 5 and Saturdays 10 to 2. J&L Flooring on the east side of the Centerville Square. Their prices will floor you.
We're talking boys golf with Coach Mike Carney, and this is a boys golf team getting set to head to their third straight golf state tournament as a group. And Coach, we got great senior leadership with Alex and Blake, and of course Brad Irwin is another senior on the team, and maybe Brad's a guy that maybe loosens the mood from time to time. I don't know, but ultimately he's had a pretty big year for you and been a big part of the team's overall success.
He sure is, yeah. He's been a pleasant surprise, and Brad, you never can tell, get a fix on how he's playing or anything, because he's got that same old smile and just goes around the course, que sera, sera, and sometimes it drives me crazy, but he's done a great job for us throughout the year.
You also have a senior in the sixth spot, also, correct?
Tyler Evers. Tyler, Tyler was in the position early in the year where he was playing for that 6 spot, and he would get beat out. When it didn't matter whether he was getting beat out or whether he won that position, his work ethic stayed the same. He continued to work harder and longer than the other kids that were playing for that spot. And I talked to several of the kids that play, the top 2 or 3 spots on the team. I said, he deserves it. Let's go with it. Let's just, I'm happy for him. Whatever he does, positive, that's good for Tyler. And his work ethic, and never complained, never, he just came out and worked till dark almost. And so
for people, it's easy in any sport. One of our favorite things to do in the sports world is to question and second guess what coaches do, and sometimes complain about what coaches do and all that. I mean, when I would be looking at your decision, and what people don't realize that don't coach sometimes is it's not always an easy decision to make. In this particular case, you have Tyler, who's a senior. For all practical purposes, he's likely not going to factor. He's probably not going to be one of your top 4 guys. You have other players maybe who, score-wise, would be in the ballpark as him. It'd be easy to say, well, I need them to go get this experience at the state tournament because you have a pretty good core coming back next year that could compete for it. You talked about Tyler's work ethic, but that can't be, all of that has to be going through a coach's mind. It can't just be that easy of a decision when it comes right down to it.
Well, let's face it, doesn't matter who's in that 6th spot. I don't think we had anybody that could throw a score in there that we're going to count. So when we go places, and we make our appearance, we want, and it wouldn't matter who I put in there time being, but, we want people who know how to act, they know how to talk. Because a lot of times you go into like Harrison Country Club, or you go to Sheridan, and there's business people around there, and there's so many. And Tyler is, he's very smart. He knows what to say, when to say it, and you can count on Tyler, and that's a big part of it. And besides, I like to reward those kids that have been in my program for 3 to 4 years. And, they've gone to bat for me and played in horse donkey weather and have not missed practices and listened to me rant and rave and do some of the other stuff.
Well, I've heard that. Gee, well.
I appreciate that, so I feel I owe them something too. So,
here's something else I want to touch on with like a Tyler and in general, and maybe that people don't understand is that even if his score doesn't factor, it doesn't mean he hasn't contributed to the overall success of this team. How important is chemistry? And you talked a little bit about him knowing how to act, but it could be a conversation that he has with a teammate throughout the week or throughout, in the hotel room the night before. Talk about the importance of the chemistry of the whole team to be successful at the level you guys are.
Well, he's playing 6-man. His score's not probably going to count 99.9% of the time. Yet he's working hard. So what should that tell the other guys? I mean, if you want to compete, then you want to get people around you that want to compete. It's not people, let's go do this tonight. We'll cut practice short. And I think that's in essence why we are good. I think we got kids that hold each other accountable and responsible, to the position on the team. I think that, we have expectations of one another, and believe it or not, we want to win, but we're also competing against one another. I mean, Blake's out there, he's trying to beat Alex. Alex wants to beat Blake. Sure. And Colton wants to beat all 3 of them. And you gain a respect, and you develop a work ethic that, if I don't work, they have the right to beat me. They should beat me. And that has a lot to do with it.
So you're going up tomorrow morning. Now, you're not allowed to play the course, right, beforehand at this point, but you can go out and walk it. You can shoot it in. You can look the course over. So then when will you sit down? Will you sit down tomorrow night at some point with each golfer individually and then as a team? What is your role here what do you expect of yourself this weekend?
I don't know.
Find a good place to eat.
I don't know.
I'm going to try to figure out if we can get some farm family to feed us.
One year, Alex, way back when, Joe and Amy were up there, and Alex was competing for medalists, and he ended up winning it. I think it was his freshman year. And they told me, they said, well, you take Alex and get into the golf course in plenty of time. So when we took off, and oh my gosh, I got lost. And we literally pulled into the parking lot about 2 minutes before the tee time. And I thought, how am I going to explain this? The kid got DQ'd because the coach got lost, couldn't find the golf course. So I guess my biggest thing is get the kids to the golf course.
Get them to the course. It's on them.
Yeah, from there on, but we'll talk a little bit probably tomorrow night about the golf course and, what holes we consider to be and what holes we can, go for and that type of thing.
Coach Mike Carney and his Big golf team getting set to play at the state tournament. Coach, it's been a tremendous season. We know the boys are going to go up there and compete. I know that it's one of the things that makes you a great coach and the guys that stick around a long time like yourself is that it's always about the kids. But how much do you want this for this group of kids?
Well, it's just not these kids. It's for, Logan Dabney, it's for Quentin Fowler, it's Austin Hubner, it's all those kids that have graduated, that have been part of the program and competed at this level, and we want to do it for ourselves certainly, but we want to do it for them. We want to do it for everybody in the community that has supported us. I mean, I can't thank the people in the community enough for allowing us to compete at the level that we are. I mean, we step into places and we've got the best bags. We got multiple sets of clothes that we can wear for 2-day tournaments or turnaround situations. We give our kids, the Pro V1 golf balls, and when we step out of Suburban, it's like the sheriff's back in town, and this would not be possible without the support of a lot of people, even you guys and other people in the community. So I thank them from the bottom of my heart, and I just hope we can make Centerville proud.
Well, Coach, I think you guys definitely already done that. Now it's just a matter of how far this group of boys will go. 88-0. Good luck to the Big Red golf team at the state tournament. Coming up next on the show, Coach Matt Kovacevic. But since Coach Carney is here, Josh is not around. We'll have Coach Carney join us on the Hall of Fame Challenge before he takes off. And we'll get Coach Kovacevic up here. And it's only fitting. See if we got another pin back there, Chadley. It's only fitting that we do golf. I mean, why not? We've got a couple of golf coaches. We've got Chad Lee, who only wakes up because the sport of golf exists. So let's do golf. See how these guys do. All right. Here we go. Well, I guess Kovac loses again because he doesn't have a pin. Yeah, there was a pin right there. I saw one. You just don't want to give it to him because he's was on the other side. I saw it. I know he'll get a pencil. You're fine. He got him a nice flowered pin over here, but yeah, there, I got one. No, he's got it. He's got a flower pin, but he's good to go. All right, your Power Insurance Hall of Fame Challenge. Okay, it is golf, and everybody loves to hit the ball a long ways. You guys all play golf. You can't tell me you didn't like to slam that driver down there. PGA, give me how many, and you can write down as many as 10 names. How many of the top 10 longest drivers per yard average can you name? Who's the big hitters in the PGA right now? How many of the top 10 can you name yards per drive for 2015? Coach Carney's just going to write down one name on all. We'll take a break. We'll come back and see how they did.
There's no place like home, and there's no place like Northside Insurance to insure your home. We're your hometown insurance agency, which means we know you by name and will take time to understand your insurance needs. We can also help with your other insurance, such as auto, boat, farm, and business. Together with Allied Insurance, we'll design the insurance package that fits your needs. Call us today at 856-3333.
Quote to claim, we take care of you. Northside Insurance.
Hi, this is Amy with the Flower Tea, and we have a new look. We would like to welcome the Junk Parlor to the east side of the square. The Junk Parlor carries a huge selection of antique, vintage, and repurposed items. Spring is just around the corner. Let the Flower Tea and the Junk Parlor get your home and garden ready. Flower Tea on the northeast corner of the Centerville Square. Call 437-4131 and check us out on Facebook.
Chico Construction provides a complete line of excavating equipment for all your water, sewer, and building needs. Whether it be residential, commercial, or agricultural, Chico Construction can help. Serving Centerville and Southern Iowa for more than 40 years. Call Dave McCann at Chico Construction, 895-1980. That's Dave McCann at 895-1980. Chico Construction. For all your excavating needs, remember,
McCann.
The golf season is finally here, and the Preserve on Rathbun Lake invites you out to Southern Iowa's premier 18-hole championship golf course. Call the Preserve today and book your tee time. 724-1400. That's 724-1400. The Preserve on Rathbun Lake offers beautiful scenery and challenging golf, all at an affordable rate. And they've got the best pro shop in the area. The Preserve on Rathbun Lake. Call 724-1400 for your tee time today.
All right, gentlemen, writing utensils down. Let's see how we did. In no particular order, because in case this thing ends up in overtime. Rory McIlroy. Adam Scott. Brooks Koepka. Finau, F-I-N-A-U. Bubba Watson. Brendan Steele. J.B. Holmes. Did I say Jason Day yet? Jason Day. No. And Charlie Belton. B-E-L-J-A-N. Okay. How do we do? Two. Coach Carney has 4 of them. The old golfing wizard himself takes down the title. There you go. Hey, there you go. That's a good note. We'll send you out on a winning note. Well, now go fetch us a state title, will you? Coach, thanks. Congratulations. You've got an entire community pulling for this great group of young men. We look forward to them doing very well. All right, we'll slide Coach Matt Kabakovich in and talk girls golf right after this on High Beat the Pitch.
Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square has got you covered when it comes to men's dress. Whether it be business or casual, Jim Ireland Menswear can help. From jeans to slacks, from dress shirts to golf shirts, Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square can help you look your best. And if you've got a wedding in your future, call Jim Ireland Menswear or stop by to talk about tux rentals. Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square. Sales and Associates Cook Insurance in Centerville and Corridon is proud to be a part of the Pitchfork Show. Give Sales and Associates a call today at 888-767-0239. That's 888-767-0239. Call them locally in Centerville at 856-3375. That's 856-3375. For all your insurance needs, call Sales and Associates Cook Insurance in Centerville and Corridon. They don't build cars like they used to, and they don't repair them like they used to either. Today's vehicles contain advanced, lightweight materials and safety features like crumple zones and airbags that help protect your family. Repairing them properly after a collision requires up-to-date training. RK Auto Body has it. We're among only 10% of shops to meet the industry's highest training standards as a gold-class business. When you pick a collision repair shop, make the smart choice for your family safety. Choose gold-class trained repair professionals. Choose RK Auto Body. RK Auto Body is located at 21317 Highway J46 Centerville. Or call them at 641-856-2500.
Hi, folks. Billy Thomas with Thomas Funeral Home and Cremation Service. In 2007, we opened the Thomas Funeral Home and Cremation Services in Centerville with these thoughts in mind. Provide the area with a funeral home that is supportive of the community and its people beyond the funeral service. Provide superior service that well exceeds those around us. Providing a home-like atmosphere when helping your family tailor the services to your needs. No tricks, no pressure, just genuine care. Doing all of this at the best price. At 37 years of age, I can offer my availability to your family today and decades to come. For information on funerals, cremation, or advanced planning, stop by Thomas Funeral Home or give us a call at 641-856-4321 or in Bloomfield at 641-664-2353.
The Thomas Funeral Home. Building a reputation, not resting on one.
You are listening to The Pitch on KCOT Centerville. We're joined now by Coach Matt Kovacevic, the Root Dog himself. The girls golf team, I think we're all a little bit heartbroken today. I know you and the girls, certainly no reason to be anything but proud of yourselves, but sports, you put that much effort and sweat and grind into it. It's why it feels so good to win, is because it can be awful disappointing when it doesn't happen. But I know you're not disappointed for this group of girls.
Oh no, I couldn't. I could never be disappointed in the effort and what they did this year and the way they represented the community of Centerville. It was just, the day. It just wasn't. It was one of those days in golf when we've all had those days in golf where sometimes the ball doesn't go in, the ball hides from you sometimes, and the fact that the whole thing. And I try to tell the girls afterwards, and they were pretty upset about it, as I was. I mean, it was one of the more devastating days that I've had coaching in a long time, because we were so close to getting to that, get to that pinnacle, the mountaintop, or whatever you want to call it. It was, Nevada just, we knew Atlantic was going to be a tough team to handle. They've been shooting the way they have. We knew we were going to play for kind of second place in there to get in. So, and we knew we had to beat Nevada, and then it came down to us and them. And they just played really, really well. I mean, they just played better than we are. So at the end of the day, it just kind of, when the tournament's over, you got to almost, wish them good luck, tip your cap to them, and say, good luck. They threw up around. I witnessed literally them chipping in off the green 4 times. You get beat by 5 strokes. There's 4 chip-ins. There's not guarantee that they're going to get an up and down from there. So, it's little things like that. Their number one shoots, 7 or 8, 9 strokes better than she shot the whole year, which you don't really kind of expect that, but she played well. So again, you got to tip your cap to them. It's like, you played well, you deserve it. Good luck up at Marshalltown, and we'll go from there. But I know this group of girls that are coming back for next year. They left with a bad taste in their mouth. They left with a bad taste in their mouth. I mean, they were upset as I was, or not upset mad, but we were upset as in sad. And, on the ride home, I only had a couple people ride home with me, but there wasn't much said on the way home. You just kind of think back and what could have been and what we could have done better to get there. So these girls will rally around, Molly, Emily, Madeline and Little Chap, and then we've got some really nice girls that played. That didn't make those top 6 that are coming back next year. And I know they've already talked about playing in tournaments, going down to Kansas City and playing in some of those little fall league tournaments down there. So hey, let's get after it and get back. And next year, when we get to this point, hopefully we'll get to that regional final, and we'll be the team that shoots really well.
You got a couple girls, I understand, going that are going to go play in the co-ed state tournament. Yeah. That's just, wow, what an invaluable experience that'll be for these girls.
Yeah, that's going to be really good for them. And Emily gets to play with her brother. I mean, that's going to be pretty good. He's not bad. If you can handpick literally anybody in the state of Iowa, that's not a bad guy to pick, and it's your brother. So it'll be interesting to go and watch them. And if they play well, I mean, I don't know what the scores. I've never been to one of the co-ed things, but I mean, shoot, I'd like to think that they'd be right in the mix. But and Madeline, I hear, talked to Madeline's dad today and said that she plans on going up as well, playing with either Blake or Colton. I don't know what they've decided on who she's going to take up there, but it's another great experience for them playing golf. And hey, they're playing golf and they're loving what they're doing, so I can't complain. I can't complain about that at all.
I think it's awesome that, for the community of Centerville and for our school to be represented up there by such just great kids. Yes, and their commitment to their sport. That's just a pretty neat deal. So that should be pretty awesome. Do we know what the format of that is?
I believe it's an alternate. It's a true alternate. With brother and sister going at it, Emily hit the best shot. Alex would get it. Alex hit one away. Right? Emily get that hurt.
If Emily hits the best shot, Alex just go knock on the green. If Alex has one best shot,
yeah, state champion, I guess.
Oh, goodness. So you've got, obviously your heart goes out more so for Leah than anybody else as their senior that doesn't get another.
And that was probably the most devastating thing that took place after the round gets over. She's getting her stuff out of the van, and the tears are going pretty good. And then I start tearing, and then we had a pretty good hug, and I told her how proud I was of her, and it was that guy right now. I get worked up about it, but it was one of those moments that as a coach, having her, I've only been coaching golf for 2 years, got to coach her for a couple years in softball, but what an outstanding, great kid. I mean, I love her to death. She's just that carefree attitude, and really led this group of young kids, with 3 freshmen out of 6 on this varsity team. She kind of took the reins of being a leader on these road trips, on the overnight stay that we had, and she will be invaluable to replace, And she already wanted to get her coach's endorsement and come back as an assistant coach.
There you go. I'm sure you wouldn't shy away from that.
No, I wouldn't. She's just she's an outstanding kid, and just like Taylor Keene in basketball, some of those seniors are always tough to let go on, and she was just a lot like Taylor was. She's just a great kid.
Basketball and golf, those are 2 interesting sports for somebody to coach, especially somebody like yourself, because you do usually wear the emotions on the sleeve. In basketball, you're there for the girls, but it's clear to tell that you're in the game. Golf is you just can't say anything, really. I mean, it's all got to be you are allowed to coach, obviously, but you can't be very demonstrative or very loud. It all has to be kind of in a whisper form.
Exactly.
I mean, that's just opposite ends of things for you.
It is, and it gets kind of difficult. And the girls, they have. That's why this group is so good. They know if they've got Kovach down or a Kovach upper throughout the tournament, and because they know kind of my mannerisms when I'm mad. I can't on the basketball floor. I can raise my voice a few times, but like you said, when you're in a country club, you can't really go in and start out on the court and slam your hand against the golf cart and kick your trash back. It's kind of difficult. So, I kind of drive the cart and go off into the corner of the golf course somewhere and mutter some things that I can't really say on the air, so nobody can hear me. So,
oh goodness, pretty fun,
all in fun.
By the Centerville Red Egg golf team, what a tremendous season! Conference champions, regional champions, and come up just a little bit short in the super regionals. But what a great season for these girls, and how exciting it is to have this number of girls excited about golf. There's no reason to think that for the foreseeable future that we're not a force to be reckoned with. The South We'll be tough to beat the conference, and we're going to be probably competing to go to state for a number of years. And you think about it, it was just 4 years ago that we had a boys golf team that was kind of in the same boat that you guys are, that it was kind of a downer. Everybody thought it was going to happen, and the nature of golf is it's like any other sport. Anything can happen on any given day. So was that, is that something that you think about? Well, what happened with the boys a few years ago, and now they're making their third straight trip?
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely something that all of the girls have talked about, and especially, all the freshmen about, we were thinking about maybe going to state 4 years in a row, but obviously we're going to get that this year. But I mean, yeah, I don't know if we're building. I don't want to say you're building, Coach Kearney's built a dynasty of this Centerville, but I want it to be very competitive. I want the Centerville girls golf program to, when we go to tournaments, they know that they're going to be in for a tussle for 9 or 18 holes. Because they're going to play hard, they're going to grind, and they're going to get after it. They're not going to give up on the round, and that's what I want this girls golf program to be like. And I'd like to get more girls to come out for golf, and because you never know when that one athlete that comes out says, "Well, I've never played before." Oh, you're a good athlete. I mean, swing, and we'll meet. Oh, you always go to golf lessons from Coach Kearney, and he'll always probably get you in the right direction. But at the same time, I didn't want to get done with this interview without saying good luck and congratulations to Coach Kearney and those boys. And good luck up at the state tournament. I know the girls. I know some of them are going to go up and root them on, and I don't know if I'll make the trip to Canada or not to be able to watch them. Hopefully, they probably make it I better get the vehicle. But I'm going to try to make it up either Friday or Saturday, but I'd like to try. But again, good luck to Coach Kearney and those boys. What a great group of boys. I've been around them all spring. Most of them, I've been around Alex for 4 years now. Been with him in a lot of his golfing endeavors, and
you caddied for the young man.
Caddied for him several tournaments. And,
let's be honest, he's probably not where he's at today without you. You probably deserve 99% of the credit.
Well, maybe the other side of the 99. Maybe the other side of the 99. I don't know if it's probably the 1%. Somewhere. I deserve it. But good luck to the boys, and this weekend we can bring home that banner.
Well, I think this is, they've got the community excited. We sure had a blast, with the girls. What a lot of fun they've been, and with the boys, this has just been we talked about it coming on, it's been a tremendous spring. Great Schmidt has done some things that Chad mentioned he might, at least in his memory of track, when somebody's qualified in fourth.
Absolutely. Congratulations to him, yeah.
Outstanding. And you know what? It kind of warms you to think that, thank goodness that he did this in Coach McCord's last year.
Oh, yeah.
Super great. And, you could, a burden. You're going to be the last guy this guy coaches, and what a way for Coach McCord to go out with a four-event qualifier up in the state tournament. So it's been quite a spring, and Coach, congratulations to you, and I know Chad and I recognize the job you've done with these girls, and obviously it's not like that you're a certified golf professional, but I think it takes, these girls wouldn't have done what they did if they didn't have somebody that knew how to get the most out of them. They had fun, and I know that with a lot of teams, and especially I think with girls, if they're not having fun at what they're doing, it doesn't matter how good they are, your chances go down. So I want to commend you on a tremendous job that you've done with this group of girls to get them where they are, and just right there, I think we all know that inevitably that state tournament's in their future.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
We are going to wrap it up for tonight's Pitch Sports Show. Big thanks to all of our guests, and we will bring you up to date on what our plans are for next week. We'll kind of see what happens here in the next 3 or 4 days as far as whether or not we'll have a game cast. We are coming up either next week or the week after. We'll have our interview with Coach Jim McCord, kind of a farewell to Coach, and we're going to just, by golly, we're going to make you talk about himself. We're going to go back to his, all the way back to the early days of Jim McCord and talk about his coaching career, his teaching career, his family, and just find out what makes Jim McCord tick. So I think there's a lot of things. Well, it should be a whole lot of fun, our visit with Coach Jim McCord. So that may very well be next week. So stick around for details on that as we'll keep you informed. For everybody, all of our sponsors, our presenting sponsor, Hy-Vee, Chad Lee, and all of our coaches, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Take care.